You reckon Oregon first?
I am
It's
absolutely
actually Oregon first.
god tier. I am god
And then
tier.
I believe we've got Cafe and then Villa. There you go. What did I say? Where did the Cafe come from? Wildcard.
Yeah. What's going on there? I actually want to know who's picked that. It's very hard to tell. Cafe is. I would have to imagine it's Zepto. Zepto would have had to have picked Cafe. I couldn't imagine that would have been a pick from Cyclops. So there we go. Look, map bans aside, Zepto might be in here with a good look. They've certainly have they been hindered here? The Dockerby's been banned out by Cyclops. So.
Just quickly before we move forward, I think we did a pretty decent job there, Rob. Pat ourselves on the back. We got 2 out of 3. Yes, we didn't see the Cafe. It was nowhere in our sights, but we had you had the Oregon, I had the Villa. I told you, our powers combined, we can make something happen here. So yes, 2 out of 3, we'll take that. Pretty standard bans so far. The Dockerby's, you know, probably somewhat intriguing, but I mean, it's Japan. We've seen some pretty interesting bans come out so far as well, haven't we? Cyclops will get the final ban. The Kaid, that's also can be stock standard. So basically, Thatcher, Mirror, Kaid, all taken off the board. That is generally what you're going to see. But here's the thing. Bit of soft color, bit of analysis. The Flores makes it through.
Oof. Why is it important that the Flores makes it through?
Well, as we know, Flores on Oregon, by far and away, his best map, the ability to clear out a lot of utility on multiple sites, basically every site, right? Whether it's kitchen meeting, whether it's kid storms, whether it's laundry supply, it is going to have an impact. If we don't see the Flores get used here by Zepto, then I hope they lose.
You are a bit of a Flores main, aren't you? So that makes a lot of sense.
I like a little bit of cheeky Flores, especially on Oregon. It's just an instant lock.
Now, I am 100% going to be scrolling back between the pronunciations for Zepto here and the game itself. So I do apologize if I end up butchering one name or two. But look, they don't bring the Flores, however, they bring the Twitch, which I guess has a similar effect in terms of that utility that you're talking about, the denial of new jammers, mana batteries, whatever it may be. We now have the information on what the actual bans were, Xenox. So here's a quick one for you. Clubhouse banned out by Zepto. Not a real surprise. Coastline banned out by CAG. Knew that one was coming. That was in the back pocket. Zepto has picked Oregon. Okay, so Zepto have lent into that, which means CAG has picked Cafe. I am absolutely shook.
Wow, you're so wrong.
I'm so wrong.
Not with this, but with your original prediction, thinking, well, there's no way that they would have picked Cafe.
No, I mean, like, when Chalet was left up on the board, I'm absolutely shocked that CAG have not lent into that. Now, maybe I'm just looking at raw value, raw stats, and not really diving into it too much, but Chalet definitely seems to be a map that they're proficient in and they're comfortable in. The last 3 victories they've had, Ever E, 7-5, Direwolves, 7-3, Mercenaries, 7-1. So Chalet is a dominant map for Cyclops, which they've let slip through.
Saving strats for the grand final, though, is something that you obviously have to take into account, right? So that's a possibility.
Got to get there first. Gotta get there first.
Honestly, if you're saving strats in a semi-final of a championship that has a $130,000 prize pool, you're doing it wrong. So yeah, probably. I'm sure Dev and Guz would have been like, these guys don't know what they're talking about. I knew that they were going to pick Cafe. That 5-7 scoreline, it's not what it seems. They're so proficient on it. Like, 100% they would have got it right, but no, we get it wrong. That's okay. We move forward, of course, with this best of 3 semi-final. Winner moves on to the grand final tomorrow. The loser goes home. Cyclops on the defense first. 60% defender win rate on Oregon, if I remember correctly, to the old Def Marta that brought it up earlier on this morning.
That is on a level right now, aren't you?
Caught me slipping there. Gatorada's going to find the opening kill of the series. On to Lua. Good start here for Cyclops on the defense. Takes out the hard breacher as well. Only the Maverick remaining.
Oh my goodness. Opportunity for Gatorada to double down, but gets taken out nonetheless. Here we go, Zepto fighting back. Where was that kill from? I could not even see. There's no chance I'd be able to see where that one came from, but oh my word. Cyclops have been picked to pieces here like a nice Sunday roast pork.
Oh, a little death hold hit from Blackray, but is unable to find the kill. Yeah, so from a decent start, now down 2-man disadvantage, but a left. That's a nice shot again from Rakchow. We mentioned his stats when they popped up earlier, off to a 3K to start with, finally shot down by Ayugator, but He was in a 1 versus 4 when he found that initial kill. Good little start to the series for Zepto.
Fantastic start to the series, a dominant one at that as well. Might just go to show you that this is going to be a bit of a tough fight for CAG. Nothing's going to be given to free. Now, too busy waffling on about map vetoes there, so I didn't really see a hell of a lot of what happened in the early game, but I would only assume that Zepto did a phenomenal job sweeping across then. I mean, my eyes may well have deceived me, but they're clear of the roam, they're trading, phenomenal.
Yeah, Rekchan pushed through, Freezer found 2. I think there was 1 kill around lobby from Washoy. That was the trade after the early engagement. Nothing really too extensive beyond that. And then there was only like, what, 2 left on site. Rekchan then pushes through Freezer. I think there was maybe some expectation that maybe Blackray should have been able to find that kill through that death hole on Rekchan. That could have then made it a little bit more manageable, 2 versus 3, but obviously didn't find that kill, went down shortly afterwards, and then from there to 1v4. No expectations then on Gator. So Cyclops do lose laundry supply. On the defense, they should be typically winning it, but as we have been seeing a lot more Oregon throughout the calendar year, it has been a site that has somewhat been opened up by attacking teams.
Yeah.
And they are not going to repeat, they will go straight for Kid Storms.
Not a bad decision either. Gatorada going to be using those vault cams to full effect toward the big tower, so they're going to have a lot of information on what they're trying to achieve toward Attic. In the meantime, the rest of the setup looks like we do have some vertical play. We've also got Gatorada showing face in and around dining. This is something that I've seen a lot from the championship so far. Oh my goodness, Rekchan did not hold back whatsoever in trying to take that small tower control. They clearly had information that they needed. There goes one of the vault cams, some nice early prep drone work.
I like this.
From Zepto.
Yeah, straight away, the emphasis on the vert control here for Zepto. Established immediately, so it means that they're not going to waste too much time here in the round. They've even got Tayo as well over in showers, and they can actually maybe get a pinch here on a player inside a kitchen. It could be a possibility if Rekchan wants to get really zealous. Oh, he's just seen that elbow. And the X-Kairos can actually open up a very good sightline here. I think that player inside a kitchen has been able to rotate through security and get out alive, though, for Cyclops, which is pretty important, all things considered, because he was getting really pinched in. So Gatorada now inside of security. That hatch has been opened up. The pressure continues to the map. That's a headshot anyway. Kill feed lights up. Now in favor of Zepto. They go for 2 for 1.
Oh, he's hitting the floor at the moment. Rekchan looking to open things up into security. That's a gorgeous nade from Gatorada. Gets flushed out, but he still manages to win the fight. No response from Zepto yet. There we go. It's through the wall. Does the nade finish him off? No, it does not manage to do so. They don't know that he's down. They'll definitely know that he's low. But I don't think he's in a position where Cyclops can really afford to recover.
Yeah, good information there as well, still with that drone. Blackray's position, well and truly known here for Pion. We'll be able to get the elimination onto Gatorada inside of security. Still 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. It all kind of kicked off mid-round. But so much time still to deal with. Blackray and Gator on site. Gator still has 3 gas babes to utilize, and that can actually block off at least one sight line, one angle, while the other 2 angles can then be held by Blackray and Gator. So need to play into those gas babes.
Lua on the double window now. Gator just playing from inside of the first dorms. Got to be careful here. Bunks won't protect you from a Lua that is hungry as ever, but Blackray will. Blackray's already found the opening. It's 2v2 now. Gator holds firm regardless of being blind or not. What a hold from Cyclops.
Beautifully played. Gator was on the smoke, right? Beautifully played. Through the gas babes, top white, made sure no one could push from there. Then the presence and pressure onto double window. Well executed defensively, and that's exactly what I said they needed to do. Play off those gas babes, make sure that they're able to essentially use that to block one entryway, then they can watch 2 other entryways. Perfectly done on the defense. There wasn't a whole lot, honestly, even with that 1-man advantage, what does Zepto really do? They had 2 over towards double window. Maybe they could have put a little bit more pressure elsewhere, but there wasn't much time remaining. They'd committed to the play, just weren't able to execute it. Blackray getting the initial pick really made things even more difficult then, because then all they're doing is just funneling in late round, and that's going to be an easy one for Cyclops. So they get one back over towards Kid Storms. As you know, Rob, it is the most important site in all of Rainbow Six Siege. That needs to be won every single time. If you are to win Oregon, you need to be winning Kid Storms. But also, you kind of need to also be winning Laundry Supply on the defense as well. So Cyclops will return down below for their second attempt.
This one has to be confirmed. I mean, the last thing you want is 2 attempts and no successful kind of scores from that basement site, which we seem to know is just kind of like a stronghold for the defense. It's almost a secured round. I guess one of the big conversations that we start to lean into is the fact that teams are now feeling more confident, starting to attack this. I did notice a comment that Guz made, and I think that it's in reference to last night's performance from Zepto. They seem to really have a good idea on how to attack basement. So this will be something that we'll be able to kind of monitor for Cyclops. They've at least got this attempt plus one more even if it's successful. So Zepto will have all the cards in their hands. Look at this upward kind of roam at the moment from Cyclops. I think they're going to fall back to side, but this is an incredible call. Zepto have seen it. They're going to push in here, Xenox. What?
Might just catch Cyclops off guard as well. Gatorada, though, still has control of backstairs. But obviously, Lua's going to be able to get that diffuser down nice and early. That's the round. Tyre just finds 2 late round. Yeah, nice little rush. And again, they're just completely in control on Laundry Supply. Just as they were in the opening round, and once again here, the opening round was less so on site, wasn't obviously a rush. They just really just destroyed the roam game above and then pushed through Freezer and found a couple of kills. This time was just an obvious rush.
Fantastic call. I mean, I mentioned that there were players up top. There were kind of like a soft roam from CAG. I genuinely thought that they were just setting up to support that roam. I don't think that CAG were necessarily going to stick that in a firm manner by any means, but again, like just phenomenal work. What a call that was. It was so explosive, it was so quick, they didn't hold back for a second. If they had have, it might have given CAG enough time to fall back inside. So far, 2 attempts on this basement defense, both as unsuccessful as the last. So, I mean, hey, Guz has made a comment here, and it's coming true. There's a reason why we call him the hard color.
Where's he made this? Where's he made this comment?
He said, I'm just going up a little bit. He said, Zepto have broken basement on Oregon, I'm convinced.
Honestly, off the back of that round, maybe, yeah, he's onto something. And I think he would have made that comment prior to this little blitz attack too.
Yes, he did.
It's a weird one too, because what do you do? Do you go kitchen meeting? You should be winning Laundry Supply. You should be doing better. And I think at the end of the day, how many times have we actually seen that rush attack get deployed twice in a row, right? Like,
yeah,
it's just a one-off kind of thing, or at least if you're going to do it, maybe you do it at the very beginning of the first half and then at the very end of the second half of the first half, or like OT or something. But yeah, I don't sense we're going to be seeing Zepto do that again or be able to do that again either. So Cyclops will once again, for the 3rd time, now go down to Laundry Supply. You win this, then you go back upstairs, maybe win Kid Storms, and you can definitely turn it around this first half. But you got to remember, they're on the defense. They are expected to get a 4-2 half. Wreck Chan shut down by Anaton. That's much better to find an opening pick. Should very much slow down now this attacking threat of Zepto. Although, trade back elsewhere through Pyun.
Black Ray with no response there. Oh, you got to be careful. One player in security could get pushed here. Said decides to back away. And look, Pyun, another great pick there, but a C4. A C4 from Alligator. It's actually really what cracks this round open. Wide open at that. It's a 3 versus 4. Zepto in no position to try and retrade or even take space. They're still droning because they don't have the information that they need. Now they're going to look to start to achieve something, but goodness me, they will need to pick that pace up. In a 3 versus 4, there's a lot of work left to be done.
Minute and a half remaining. Gatorada still not even cleared out a big tower. That's going to make things, well, not difficult, but more so in the late round if he just decides to start flanking after coming down from big tower, down backstairs, he can really cut off any sort of attack from that area. Alligator watching Freezer. So the only thing that might be open is either Blue or Laundry, and I don't even sense that there's an opportunity there. Pyun now pushing down into Freezer. Still 3 adrenal surges available though for this final minute basically. Needs to peek, find a headshot, and that might open things up. It's Anaton though who gets a kill after a bit of a spell. And now only that 2-man disadvantage for Zepto to push through makes life so difficult for Washoy and Pyon.
Oh, Pyon just missing by a pixel there. Oh, I love this. What a decision. They've just gone deep, but unfortunately, here's Pyon that's been taken out. Gator just closes the round out. Whew.
Yeah, and not much Washoy. He's not gonna be able to really do much there in the end. So far, these rounds have been, well, quite literally back and forth. It's been difficult to get a clear standout between these two teams, which is a good sign of things to come here for this semi-final matchup. It's kind of what you want. You want that close competition. We had it earlier today in our match of USG versus Bluebees, even to somewhat of a degree for Gyurkin and Fav, but I mean, that was really one-sided, in all honesty. Good start though for both teams here on Oregon. Obviously, expectations for Cyclops to start well, to do well on the defense, and to be the master against the apprentice, as has been the storyline here for the Japan Championship. They are the final remaining master though.
Yep, that they are. They could be really it is that final step for Zepto in their storyline and where we kind of see them in the next year or so. They can take down Cyclops here, I mean. Talk about a storyline. Talk about seeing a team blitz their way through and create their own story. I mean, it's just one of those things. As we see Cyclops once more showing a little bit of face towards Small Tower, wouldn't be surprised if we see just some drone shooting, some general backing away. Gatorada now is going to be maybe eating a black eye out, but instead goes back towards Small Tower. A little bit of information for Shower's corridor.
And it feels like a pivotal round here as well for both teams too. I mean, Zepto kind of on the verge of being able to secure themselves a very, very good opening half. 3 rounds on the attack of Oregon is always considered a win. And for Cyclops, you win this, and then there's probably a very likelihood that they're going to be able to then win the next one after that. Rekchan, though, has been a thorn in the side of Cyclops. Sometimes they've been able to shut him down. If they haven't been able to, then he's punched them each and every time. The Shower's corridor position, he can push forward. Now Anaton, though, again, opening pick established for Cyclops.
Bomb located by attackers.
Tell you what, Zepto have been phenomenal at finding trades. Regardless of where these opening frags are going for Cyclops, it's instantly traded, instantly, again, responded on. Zepto are working together, unbelievably so. Cyclops at the moment, every time they find the advantage, it's so quickly traded out. However, it's still the fact that Cyclops are opening these rounds more often than not. We now look at the we do look to the attack here for Zepto. What do they got left? They've got the Maverick, the Finka, the Zofia, a lot of firepower. They've got the information of this player.
Yeah, the ping's out. I think Washoy, though, wants maybe a little bit more information before making this move. The grenade, he gets the re-ping. Oh, he throws it, but unfortunately thinks too much. Black Ray reads into it, and that's it. As soon as you try and peek those stairs, it's just going to be a win every time for the defender. Nade did a little bit of damage, but not enough to really find the mark. Still 2 nitro cells available as well for Cyclops here on the Black Ray and Gatorada. Actually, one of them was just thrown out by Black Ray, and not much that Tayo is going to be able to do over towards White Stairs. Pyon, Nade, he's actually got 2 of them down below. Did use the final adrenal surge. Nice little nade there onto Black Ray, who was low on health. Both of them, though, still down below with only 40 seconds remaining. How do you expect them to get up and above and find an avenue forward? Oh, no! The prone stairs. It works from Ayakata on the smoke with the shotgun. Prone at top white sometimes does work out.
Depends who you are, I guess. Depends who you are. For some, it haunts. For some, it showcases finesse and ability.
attackers
Pion.
the bomb diffuser.
Last player here for
15 seconds to
Zepto.
go.
10 seconds left. Once again, it's alligator prone like an alligator. The chomp is devastating.
Yeah, and now can they capitalize on this moving forward to close out this first half? 4-2 scoreline would be sort of par for the course. You take that, especially off the back of a decent start from Zepto. They got out to a 2-1 lead on the attack on Oregon. They were looking very deadly on Laundry Supply. But if you can still close out a 4-2 half defensively on Oregon, it's not a win because, like, in theory, you kind of expected to do that for CYCLOPS' sake, so they can't really sit back and celebrate. It's still a free opportunity here for Zepto to find a third round, to make this a 3-3 half and maybe put themselves in the pole position going into the second half. Remains to be seen, though. I mean, we don't really have as much information to go off in terms of, you know, the history of these two teams. And all we can really say is defense on Oregon generally plays out in the favor of teams. Interestingly enough, though, kitchen dining, not kitchen meeting, has been taken into action here by CYCLOPS, so they better be well stratted for this.
The last time I saw CYCLOPS approach this site, it was Anitan once again on the Clash, who, again, for those of you that don't know, unbelievable shield player. Probably one of the best in the world, actually. I'd go as far to say for Anitan. Always successful in these kind of moments. And
10 seconds left.
Anitan is an incredibly versatile player in the way that, you know, you can put him on a rifle and he'll be completely fine, put him on a shield and he'll be completely fine. Last time he was holding across toward the small tower door, shutting off dining, and it just made things incredibly slow for the attack to try and open things up. This could be devastating. If Black Ray can find a quick pick here, just like that, Zepto start with the man down.
That's like 3 rounds in a row now that CYCLOPS have been able to just basically have a 5v4. No trade, no real opportunity to trade either. If anything, it was probably more likely that Black Ray just finds a double. They were both kind of lined up, and I thought maybe is there a chance for a collateral, but only just the one. Dealing with Anitan as well in the Clash late round, that's going to be such a nuisance. You're already down the Zofia. That's a lot of utility that you're not going to have. Oh, so detrimental for Zepto, and now maybe that 4-2 scoreline can be a reality for CYCLOPS.
Looking at the playstyle from Anitan, they've actually reinforced upstairs and they're going to force Zepto to try and take that vertical play. Black Ray, you wouldn't dare think about this. You would not dare think about this.
Do it.
Surely not. Pion, this would be devastating. Another one bites the Pion goes down.
Had to be inch perfect with that run out due to the extended nature of it, but obviously had the information. How do you leave the default up? Just standing underneath it. It's a minor error. And it's gonna, well, that's not gonna necessarily cost them the round. I think the round was already looking quite pear-shaped. Rekchan actually has control of bot white. Oh, nice little headshot, Suzushi. Still a minute and 5 seconds remaining. Still maybe a chance for Zepto to bring things back.
Oh, sure, he's still knowing full well that Black Ray is in a dangerous position and still looking to be ever as graceful on that roam. Zepto now have vertical control. Oh, Rekchan, that's the opportunity that you absolutely must take. There's an ADS right beside you. No! Oh, and the backstab from Adrian. It's falling to pieces here.
Everyone just stop watching this round. Unfortunately for Zepto, they've just had a momentary lapse in judgment multiple times over. Not one to watch back. It's a bit of a... the kind of round where you can just like, all right, never want to see that one ever again. Hopefully we don't see replays of it. Hopefully we don't have to bot it. Hopefully it just gets put in the bin. So a 4-2 half, Rob. A 4-2 half when it's all said and done for CYCLOPS. It was a good start for Zepto. Some great signs. And it all just fell flat.
Again, you want to talk about the Masters versus the Apprentice. CYCLOPS coined the aggressive play style that we know is as the meta today almost, Xenox. This is almost the meta, is taking early spawn peaks, taking early fights, backing away as a defense, just shooting drones. Cyclops have been doing this for 2-3 years. For as long as I can remember, Cyclops have been this team. And any team that steps to their front door and tries to play even in a similar fashion, even with a similar play style, is met with a closed door every single time.
You have to wonder, without being too overly critical, remembering this is a best of 3, remembering that it's only a 2-4 half on the defense for Cyclops. But that round in particular for Zepto is the moment, maybe getting to them in a minute. The stage fright, the jitters, just the basics that just got completely forgotten about. The default, the ADS, some of the positioning questionable as well. Just the kind of round where everything that could go wrong went wrong. Cyclops, of course, very well experienced team, a well-oiled machine. They will punish that every single time over. A very worrying round, but fortunately it's not a trend yet, right? Don't let it become a trend. Let it just be that one-off as it is. Now you go onto the defense here on Oregon for Zepto. It's all about now moving forward, putting that last round out of your mind completely, and now just going and focusing on yourselves here on the defense. How are they going to play? They're going to play within themselves. Are they going to be aggressive? They're going to look at spawn peaks. It's laundry supply early on. I don't sense we're going to be seeing an immediate rush from Cyclops, but the way they are employed with the Ying, with the Finker, they got the double hard breach. They can actually open things up pretty quickly and then get on site pretty quickly as well. So if Zepto aren't ready for it, Cyclops can hit that go button and get on site pretty quickly.
Whew, Rekchan, that's ambitious. Ensuring that anyone that comes east side of the building is punished from Big Tower. Oh, Gatorada. Gatorada, you need to be so careful there. That's what I like from Zepto, though, Xenox. I love to see them showing face early on. That's what we need to see from this roster.
Don't have to find a kill. You don't even have to really waste that much time. You just have to put it into the minds of Cyclops. Oh, you know, whether someone's going to peek you from top laundry stairs, whether someone's going to peek, you know, whether it's freezer, whether it's backstairs, show face around these areas, around these entry points, and be annoying. You don't have to even commit to a hard roam up above either. So, and obviously Zepto not necessarily employing that, and that's okay. By the way, should mention, they brought the Warden here, and that's definitely going to counter the Ying of Anaton. We know Anaton very much likes to bring that Ying, along with the Montang, two niche picks for Anaton, playing the Warden into it. Obviously, that's kind of the idea, especially on basement of Oregon. Unfortunately, though, they do lose Pion early on. Once again, opening kill goes the way of Cyclops.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Zepto are struggling here on Oregon. Gotta remember, this is their map pick after all. They started out explosively, but you gotta remember again, only 2 rounds on their attack, and both of them were rushes on the basement. Other than that, Cyclops looked in complete control, which they are not right now! What Joy goes big, but Black Raid responds, and so did Anaton! Cyclops turn it around and rip away the round from Zepto.
Oh my God, what am I watching? What am I watching? Chat, what are we watching? Because I don't know what's going on at the moment here. For the semi-finals of the Japan Championship, that was just a roller coaster. A very, very short roller coaster. It didn't really expand for a whole lot of time, but geez, what a finish. I don't know how to analyze that. Guz, Dev, help me if you're watching. I don't know what to say. Certainly a very entertaining round to watch, of course, but hard to really take much from it though, Rob, analytically. 5-2, the scoreline. Cyclops now with a pretty extensive little lead here on Oregon.
I mean, the game itself is inherently harder to analyze for people like us, you know, the more simpletons of the casting scene. But when things like that happen, you really just throw your hands up in the air and I guess let it fly. Because what else are you going to do? It was just, yeah, insane that Cyclops were able to find those trades so quickly. And you know, Zepto will be absolutely kicking themselves. I thought Washui had done a phenomenal job in Freezer, but just how quickly Cyclops can turn the tail on its head. That's just the ability of this roster. It always has been, and it always will be. You can never get comfortable. Whether there's one player left, 2 or 5 up, won't make a difference. They will make you uncomfortable. They will get in your face. Now, we do look to the rest of this round because Zepto, they're down bad.
Yeah, and remembering this is the map pick of Zepto, right? Yeah. We probably anticipated it should have been the map pick of Cyclops, but you know, nevertheless, they picked it, right? So they obviously felt pretty confident. Obviously, they got a good record on Oregon themselves, 6-0 over the course of the Japan Open and the Japan Championship. So they haven't actually lost it basically this year. And right now, they're just kind of getting slapped silly. It's 5-2. It's all Cyclops. They've had some good moments, especially in the first 3 rounds, but then they started to make some rookie errors. They've started to make a few mistakes. And unfortunately, they're not even able to win the trade game, right? The general firepower right now is just being completely distinguished by basically Alligator, who's 10-3, winning all of his fights. Black Gray's been massive as well. Washui, Hashawa Corridors, finally an opening pick for Zepto as well.
Much needed time for Zepto to kind of recover here. I didn't even notice Anitum was actually on the Monty. Finds a kill again with the pistol, not afraid to take any of these fights. Washui now coming back from White Stairs. You can see Zepto are scrambling to get back to site and try and find positions that they can now play from. Suzu and Gatarada both on the big window. And it's always Anitum. It is always Anitum ADSing on the Monty. He doesn't give a damn.
Minute and 15 seconds remaining here in the 8th round. Cyclops still have an opportunity to maybe snatch a match point moment. Down 3-4 in the round, but can bring it back. They've got the capabilities of doing so if they can play off of Aniton. The only downside is they've lost 2 fraggers in Black Ray and Alligator. Basically left with 2 hard breaches and the big shield boy. Who's going to be the one to really make something happen? Gatarada now into pit, doesn't give away his position by getting rid of that ADS, didn't really need to do so. Obviously has the sight line into the back of kids and hasn't been able to find anyone just yet. In a way, that is technically information by not having information. Now he just bolts in, he gets caught. What are we watching? What are we watching? What's going on?
What just happened? Xenox,
help me. Rob, take it from here.
I don't know what just happened. Gatarada is sticking a plan. What is going on? What has just happened? It finished with an impact grenade.
Someone call somebody and come and take my job for this game. I don't know what is going on. I'm gonna cry.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help us in what is going on. Please share this stream with your friends. Get everyone in to help Xenox and I try to break down what is going on. Every time, every round, there is something absolutely absurd, things that we have not seen before. We've both been casting for quite some time in Rainbow Six, and this may well be one of the most entertaining games I have ever been involved in. Cyclops are on match point. Wait, are they? No, they're not. It's
they didn't even win the round, Rob. They didn't win the round, mate. Come on. Oh, look, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Oh, God. Well, 5-3. Some amazing prowess gunplay from Zepto won them the round. Yep, we'll go with that one. Let's move forward to the 9th round. Let's see what we're going to have happen in this round. I've got no idea at all. I would not be able to predict it, even if I was the best color caster in the world, which I am definitely not.
The stretch on that one.
We have fun here though, Rob. Apparently the Japan Championship, they also have fun here.
They have a lot of fun here, there's no doubt about it. And it's, again, leaning into the playstyle that CAG have adopted for themselves for so long. And I think the Japanese scene as well have kind of followed suit. And it is that, you know, as much as we have been joking about it a little bit, and we kind of keep running with the storyline of the Master and the Apprentice. It really is that. There is no other way of putting it. You're seeing it on Showcase right now. Gator going to be spearheading the attack once more, showing a bit of face and backing away. Zepto, they're on the back heel, it feels.
Yeah, and I just want to quickly bring up, I think for the first time, we're actually seeing the Flores. I can't believe it. It was something that I mentioned that got through the ban phase. Flores is just so prominent on Oregon. Anaton now bringing it. And it's so impactful, especially on laundry supply and being able to clear out positions like Elbow, being able to clear out positions like Freezer, and just generally getting rid of a lot of utility basically for free. You get so many Rotero drones. I don't know why we didn't really see much of it so far here on Oregon, but nevertheless, Anaton hopefully can show its impactfulness for us. Just under 2 minutes remaining here in the 9th round. Again, it's very difficult to predict what's basically going to be happening from here. Zepto, though, looks like Rekchan just getting quite aggressive over towards backstairs. He is going to win this fight. No, Blackray has the finger on the trigger, and he just re-peaks the middle level of backstairs, loses out to Washoy. He gets traded, though, by Gator. And again, a minute and a half remaining, we find ourselves going into that mid to late game position where we just wonder what's going to happen from here.
Rotero drone forces Lua back, but not for much longer. Actually decides to kind of stay at the forefront of Elbow. Can still fall back and reinforce at any particular time, but with those smoke canisters, the smoke bays, whatever you want to call them, it will allow Lua the opportunity to take the fight and back away. Provided he doesn't die, he's all good there. Once again, showing face with the Rotero drones, knocking them out, and they're going to try to go a little bit deeper here. Cyclops need to be a little bit cautious with what Zepto are doing.
Just under a minute remaining. It's all about timing. It's everything. Gator tried to just sneak onto site, gets shut down by Beyond. Gatorada with a death hole on a ping. He's got the Rotero drone, but you need to probably start pushing onto site and helping out Gatorada over towards Pillar. It's a 3-2 advantage now for Zepto. They've brought it back, and now they've got the lead in the round. Lua takes out Anaton. It's only the Maverick left of Gatorada on site, but really, what chance does he have at a 1 versus 3? Can't even kill the player in Freezer. It's 5-4.
Zepto getting up and about now. You got to start to be careful if you're CAG. Young gunners like Zepto want this opportunity, and you're giving it to them. Not necessarily hand-delivering it to them on a platter or a plate by any means. Zepto have fought valiantly in the last 2 rounds and have shown us why they deserve this opportunity. They've already done it to Guts. They could potentially do it to CAG here, and yeah, I'm sure there's a sense of tension between the roster, knowing that they're really only 2 rounds away from forcing this into a very uncomfortable position for CAG.
Yeah, and as you just sort of mentioned, and maybe to expand on it, Zepto, of course, for those unaware who've only maybe just tuned in for this particular match, or only just recently, they took down Guts Gaming, of course, another APAC North team. They took them down 7-4, 7-4 in a best of 3. So it wasn't like just a random best of 1 where they got maybe a bit lucky. No, they quite literally dominated the APAC North team in Guts Gaming, right? And so that's this Zepto roster. That's why, in some ways, it does need to be said, this is a team that can take it up to Cyclops. This is not just going to be Cyclops having some fun in the local region. No, like these teams are actually pretty close. And while we don't see Zepto in APAC North, and obviously we see a lot of Cyclops on the international stage, whether it's Mexico Major, whether it's APAC North, APAC Playoffs, Zepto's obviously pretty close when it comes to the skill level of Cyclops. And that is obviously going to make for a very fascinating match, very tantalizing match, especially with the prospect that the winner moves on to the grand final of a $130,000 tournament, and the loser goes to, well, I was going to say goes home, but they technically go to the 3rd place match.
Yeah, from here on out, you still got the opportunity to make a little bit of extra coin. Shoy just trying to once again show Cyclops it's not a free take by any means, and it's on that Monty will be forcing players back. Now, of course, we do need to preface that Zepto coming into the Japan League promo relegations, massive opportunity for them. Again, you're looking at them right now, you can see the competitiveness, you can see the fire under them as well. So this is a huge opportunity for them to really showcase what they've got to offer. And when we get to those promo relos, excited. That's all I can say. I can't wait to see what they're able to do. They're not even done here.
Oh, Washoy. it just doesn't quite find what he's looking for there. Anderton, the Montang, hasn't quite been as impactful as we've seen it in the past. We know how impactful he is with that Montang and the ability for Cyclops to play off of Anderton's Monty as well. We've seen it firsthand at the international level, whether it be at the majors or whether it be at SI. Has now gained top white, but of course, this is a kitchen meeting site, so we've only got a minute and a half to go. They still haven't really gotten vert control established either. The Montang's quite slow. They haven't been able to clear out Tayo as well. They're trying to do that now with these nades. Drops down, expects maybe a little bit more reinforcements. That's going to be a Terror drone that quite literally just goes under his feet, being played by Black Ray. Minute 12 seconds, Tayo is just ducking and weaving his way out of kitchen and is still alive somehow.
Big question for me, is there a yokai left for Tayo to really utilize? I don't know. I think maybe they were all shot out. Regardless, we now move forward. Oh, nice little rotate here. This could be really cheeky from Washoy. He could find himself at the top of Freezer stairs, but instead he finds his maker in Gatorada, in Freezer. Ayagator has been taken down. Could be finished off. He needs to be careful, playing this to perfection now. Finds the kill, tries to swing on Anaton, but it's always Anaton. On the Monty, ADSing, finding kills left, right, and center. Only 30 seconds left here, and Zepto are holding on for dear life.
One more gas babe available. The lure, Pion, lure up close as well. He takes out Gatorada. Cyclops have just lost 3 players in 10 seconds. Black Ray in a 1 versus 1, but Red Time doesn't have the time. Pion can hide. He can wait, but he's in position for the kill. It's 5-5 on Oregon.
Black Ray gives me a heart attack. I'm telling you right now. The curse of CAG is the fact that they give their fans heart attacks. They always get so close, and they seem to fall at the last hurdle. Hybrid had mentioned to Dev, they'd spoken previously, that seems to be their biggest flaw right now. They are trying to get over this. CAG take a tactical timeout. Zepto are under their skin.
Yeah. What a mini comeback. We sort of think back, and it probably could have been the kind of game that could have had like a 6-2 scoreline, and we wouldn't have been surprised. That was kind of the way that it was trending. You know, you think back to that crazy, chaotic round over towards Kids Dorms where you thought it was match point. You thought it was 6-2, but it wasn't. It was 5-3. And had it actually been match point, had it actually been a victory for Cyclops, that 6-2 scoreline, you would think they would have been able to get over the line, but now they're sweating. Now they're taking their tactical timeout. Now these scores are leveled on Oregon. It is the map pick of Zepto, but for all intents and purposes, it's a map that obviously Cyclops do quite well on. Just in terms of recency alone, against Eva E, they won 7-2. Against Reject, they won 7-3. Both of those here at the Japan Championship. So they are more than proficient on it. I mean, if we go back to the APAC playoffs, yeah, they got absolutely dumpstered by Direwolves 2-7. But, I mean, that's a story for another day, isn't it?
It is, and to be fair, Direwolves are pretty proficient with Oregon. I don't know whose map pick that was. I can't even think back to that time. But certainly, you do want to be careful of Cyclops. This is an opportunity and a chance gone begging. You got to remember, the first half was dominant from Cyclops. It was utter... It was just a showcase, right? 4-2 first half. The only rounds they lost were due to those rushes of Zepto. I get that when you're on the defense, and yet they're still making it work. We go to Dorms now to see whether Zepto
Defenders,
take
your
that
from being
point.
By attackers.
Comes down to Kids Dorms.
Yeah, Xenox.
Hey,
Hey,
I don't make the rules, Rob. You know, I don't make the storylines. I express them. I deliver them. It is what it is, you know. It is how it is. But hey, an opportunity, though, can present itself for Cyclops as well. Kids Dorms, typically a site, we can see attacking teams get open up, you know, pretty easily. They're running the double hard breach as well, so they can open up Games Wall, they can open up Attic, they can push through both of those 2 entry points. Obviously, you got double window.
10 seconds left.
You got top white, so lots of plays that we can see from them. We haven't really seen them on the Repel game, though, outside of Kids' window, where we've seen that from other teams so far here at the Japan Championship. So
locate and defuse a bomb.
up to probably CYCLOPS to mix things up a little bit. I think they've gotten off the Montaigne, they've gotten off Anaton's now onto the Finca. I like that. Didn't think them. Okay. All right. Rekchan just says we'll give you a head start here in this round. Easy kill for AE Gator. See you later.
I mean, there was quite literally a drone right in front of Rekchan. I don't know whether he's able to see it or not, but it was just on the other side on the balcony, spotting him out, and he's literally standing in plain sight in a doorway. It's almost an open invitation there. CYCLOPS really punished that, and I mean, in a round where it's so crucial, it's so important. Match point really gives you a lot of hope. You're terrified. Washoi is waiting for this opportunity for Black Ray to open things up and to showcase the kind of power of this intel game, but he's not gonna feed into it.
Where's Black Ray going? It's just far back over all the way towards the wall, opposite of Small Tower. Oh, multi-pass has been successful, as you can hear through the voice line. Well, Pion. So more information now available for... Did he just get a second one? Sounds like he did to me. Two drones now available for the Mozzie. And on top of the Velt cams as well. A lot of information here actually available for Zepto with a minute and a half remaining. Short, down a player, but they're on the defense with info. So this is actually somewhat winnable for Zepto.
Pion certainly does have to. Oh, this could be devastating. Pion gets off it for a hot second. Maybe if the blowtorch had gone to great use earlier on, maybe there would have been an opportunity for a quick little nade over the top. Black Ray now taking the control of Dining, but Washoi is down the bottom of White Stairs. They will be the first players to meet face to face. It would be a big opening pick. In fact, it is Washoi that goes down. This is dangerous. This is really falling apart here for Zepto.
Pion is actually just taking a big chunk of damage over towards Pit. Yeah, this is a capitulation of the highest order. They just get torn to shreds. From a well-oiled attack of CYCLOPS Athlete Gaming, they now have match point here on Oregon. It's been a hard-fought match point, Rob, but they've got it. Can they convert it?
Have to imagine from here, CYCLOPS don't let this one drop. Depends what site we do go back to. I wonder, I can't remember back to when Basement was last played. Laundry could be on the agenda here for Zepto. And all things considered, CYCLOPS actually had the upper hand in that round. I think it was a 3v4, 3v3. But the problem was CYCLOPS had already sent a player into site. Had no opportunity whatsoever. They could have cut off rotations, they could have found opening picks, they could have made space for the rest of the roster, but it was just about a matter of time. It was not looking at the right place at the right time. We do head back to the basement. And this will surely, I mean, I'm not going to say this will determine the fate of Zepto, but if they don't take this map here, we go to Cafe, which I'm still not sure what CAG have, but they clearly have something on Cafe. I do worry. I do worry quite dearly for Zepto.
I do worry with where you're going with this, Rob, but I'm glad you've stopped yourself there.
Well, I mean, we look back at the results for Cafe, and a 7-4 loss to Elevate, a 7-8 loss to Fab Gaming. What other kind of results? A 7-0 loss to Guts Gaming, and this is for...
You cannot question it. You cannot question it. They picked it.
That's what I'm saying. I can't believe that they have picked it. That's what's bamboozling me the most here, Xenox, is the fact that they have picked it. They haven't had the greatest results on it, and yet it's their pick.
Mate, come on. Have you seen this match that's played out in front of our eyes?
I have.
At this point, you cannot be surprised by whatever is taking place.
Very true. Very true.
Thank you.
Outrageous to think that I could.
Yeah, no, 100%. Match point for CYCLOPS here on Oregon. Zepto, can they send it to overtime? Of course, their map pick of Oregon, but as Rob has alluded to, Cafe is not exactly a given for CYCLOPS. It's going to be a fascinating one to watch that play out. Of course, if needed, Villa is the decider, and Villa has been very prominent here at the Japan Championship. Both teams had somewhat okay records. In fact, Zepto's Villa record is really good. Rekchan, that's the opening pick on a black crate. That's going to help out Zepto's defense immensely here.
I don't think Rekchan had rotate out of Addy. So if push comes to shove, he's stuck in Addy. I don't think Cyclops are in a position to cut him off. Yeah, you thought he was in Armory then, didn't you? You thought Susie was in Armory.
I mean, I thought there was a player top white that was going to maybe watch him, but he's like snuck out of Addy. Yeah, he's out. That was my little
Yeah. Kind of feels like a missed opportunity, but that is not. Beelined it directly for his position and just took the raw gunfight. Why not?
Yeah. Makes it 4 versus 4. I mean, I think at that point, Zepto probably not expecting Rekchan to make it back to site. Had he been able to do, it just would have been a godsend. But they've already got rid of the Finker, so kind of job done. You're not really going to lose much by losing the Jaeger. Didn't realize, by the way, but Anderton has literally no health left. That's not ideal here for Cyclops. An aggressive freezer hold. Alice shotgun being used as well by Pion.
The FO12 would absolutely mince. I love that Canovada with the Unreal team play side by side with Anderton, but they get shut down. Cyclops are fighting tooth and nail, but it doesn't matter where they go. Xenox, Zepto are forcing us to OT.
Well, there's still 30 seconds left, and Aegate is full health on the Yana, can obviously send in, has the Gemini, won't electrocute it, just has really no time. Oh, gets rid of that Valk cam as well, very last seconds, a lot of information. Needs to literally just rush in now and just try and go for kills. Play this like it's ranked. Gets a bit of information through the ping, kill the player inside of Freezer. Oh, checks left side first. Now he knows there's a player inside of Freezer. Needs Anderton to go big as well, elsewhere through elbow, all pushing in onto site now with the diffuser. Aegate can just watch Freezer. They'll be able to just surely watch this and hold it. He loses out the second fight, though Anderton doesn't have the time. We're going to overtime. Oh, we were just moments away from maybe seeing Oregon go into the hands of Cyclops. Almost Aegate helping steal that match point and convert it, but no, overtime we go.
That's terrifying. That was terrifyingly close. What a clutch from Lua. Tack timeout called for Zepto. They take a breather here, Xenox, and a much needed one at that. I mean, it would have been gut-wrenching. It would have been gut-wrenching to lose a 3 versus 2 there when Zepto had all the cards in their hands.
Yeah, a 3 versus 2 where one of them was literally downed in that process as well, and basically Anderton had no health after he was brought back up by Aegate. I mean, Aegate is obviously a top-level player, but the Valk cam that got destroyed late round obviously sort of means that they know exactly where they're coming from. They know it's a blue push at the end. They know that pillar control is going to be theirs. Obviously tried to hug close at that pillar doorway and to the corridor. And then obviously there's that player inside of Freezer that loses that fight. So 2 kills for Aegate, but then on site, well played. And obviously we go to overtime. It deserved overtime as well, might I add you. I mean, we have to remember back, obviously Cyclops started very good. Then we saw a bit of a comeback by Zepto. Then we saw some interesting moments from both teams. Cyclops somehow really got that match point. I mean, it was basically 5-5, right? And that particular round to get match point could have gone either way. Now we get to OT. I would be surprised if we don't go to a 15th round here.
I think we're going to have to, because we're going back to basement here for Cyclops. Aegate on the clash. So Anderton not going to be reprising the shield roll.
Defenders, protect
Instead, I believe, might be picking on to the FO12 shotgun. I don't know for a fact. I wasn't quick enough to look down to the bottom left. However, I know, you're going to be so much quiz. There you go. There we go. That's what we were after. What I do really look forward to is where Gatorado decides to place these barricades. Are they going to facilitate that kind of aggressive roam upstairs? Because we saw what happened last time they tried to. They were mid-setup, Xenox. They were mid-setup, and Zepto sent it.
Lobby is my guess.
I think we'd have to see one on the double door headed into pillar. There you go. There's one there. There's already one down. Where's
he put the others?
I feel like there might be one. So there's definitely one on the double door. Is there one?
Is there one laundry?
Yeah, I feel like there'd have to be one laundry if it's down in the basement.
Yeah,
I guess
it's
we'll
definitely
never
going to
know.
be towards. Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be towards laundry. Then I honestly agree with you. I thought there was going to be a bit more of an extension above, but obviously not to be. Yeah, I guess maybe just feeling like with the nerf to the health of the barricades, maybe they're not quite as impactful above, and going to have maybe more impact in the later round.
I do wonder, because Gatorada's still up on that second floor, and I know he had one in the pocket. So, I mean, I would assume that he's going to be sitting up there, potentially trying to barricade himself in and cut off rotations for Cyclops, but at the moment, he's not going to be faced with any kind of aggression. Zepto are going to take their time in this attack and in flushing him out. There you go, it's on the trophy wall. So he's kind of locked himself into the western side of dorms with the rotate back down freezer should he need it.
Yeah, and it may also just throw off Zepto's attack a little bit, right? That thought process. It's like, okay, well, these barricades are in interesting places. What's Gatorada up to? Like, what's this castle up to? Is it a bait? Is it a trick? Is he actually here? I don't think he's been droned out, so he hasn't actually been spotted yet either. He's basically playing the role of like a vigil, but on the castle, and using the castle barricades to sort of facilitate the entry points and the movement of Zepto. It's worked out so far okay. He's being an absolute nuisance, and they haven't been able to really clear him out. And honestly, for the time that's remaining, they don't have the time to clear him out. What this is going to now establish is that Gatorada late round will have that flanking opportunity. So if Zepto understands there's a player above them, if they actually know that or even have this suspicious feeling, they probably now need to actually rush sight. But that's kind of difficult to do when you've got that clash to deal with, right? So this is just well played by Cyclops so far defensively with 55 seconds left.
And they know exactly where Zepto are. They're trying to force their way down these freezer stairs, but here's the problem. It's going to be Anita with the FO12.
Oh,
There's
what?
Gatorada.
Oh.
There is Gatorada.
Bomb located by
No
attackers.
shot. Tell you what, now Zepto have to look at a different approach.
Yeah, and this is the Cyclops we expect to see, though, where they employ this sort of strategy and they look like the absolute superior team that they quite honestly are. Zepto down through Washoy, takes control of Pillar, pushes straight onto site. But yeah, what are you going to do to the clash, mate? Nothing. Not going to be able to do anything. There's only 20 seconds left. Diffuser in the hand of Lua. 4 versus 2. Gatorada has just been instrumental this round. He'll look to close it off from behind. That is a very, very well executed round by Cyclops.
Really like the use of barricades toward E room, the single door from E to Pillar. And then obviously you've got the double Pillar door barricaded off, and essentially it flushes them through that soft wall, and it's the only choice to get to site unless they want to deal with the barricades. It also allows Gatorada to rotate late game without really being punished from Pillar. So this is a do or die position for Zepto. Remembering that we do go to Cafe next, which is the pick of Cyclops. Now, regardless of how good Cyclops are or aren't, or how their results may have varied over the past couple of months, on Cafe, there is a reason why they have picked it. There is a reason why they did not go for, oh God, what are we going to lean into? I feel like a Clubhouse. I feel like Clubhouse was banned out, though. A Chalet that was left up. Chalet, I think, was the one that I really expected to see.
Well, I mean, technically, you expected the Oregon, right? Like, this is the thing.
Yeah.
You expected Cyclops to take the Oregon. Obviously, Zepto's gone and done that, right? So, yeah, I mean, in theory, we probably got the maps that we expected, just in a different order, and that would have been about it. So, we don't have to probably dig too deep into it. Still,
Yeah, we do.
as you said. Well, I don't think we need to, simply because we're just not quite established enough as soft colors to really dive deep enough to be considered hard color on the
We
topic.
connected. We connected.
Oh.
We did our connection thing before.
That is true.
Yeah, two soft colors make a hard color. Makes sense.
Yep. I will say this, though, in terms of analyzing something, Suzushi has had a very rough game, 2-11, which is a player that has generally had a very impactful performances at the international level. So, unfortunately for Cyclops, haven't really got much out of him. But They have been able to at least find avenues elsewhere. Ayagata, 14 and 7. Obviously, Gatorada, 12 and 8. Black Ray's been massive. Anderton's had some good moments. So 4 out of 5 really clicking on all cylinders. And even then, Sushishi's still playing their role. You know, the flank watch with the air jabs, etc. Where, you know, you don't get those stats really to sort of be highlighted.
Sorry, just reading Discord messages from our quote-unquote hard colours, and I tell you what, the unprofessionalism on them. Oh, we do love it. It gives us a smile here. The late hours. Blew up, reaggressing back into elbow. Gatorada's going to see that shortly. Drone shooting, duck hunting. All too easy for Zepto, who are not being tested yet. Their utility has well and truly been dwindled away by Black Ray, though. Their use of the Rotero drones has honestly been... I mean, you haven't seen it yet, but it's going to have a monstrous impact.
Oh, what a headshot.
Jeez.
Yeah, expecting maybe looking for a trade from elbow and the pre-fired shots. Washoy still has control of Pillar, but that headshot really opens things up. Rekchan's been a great player for Zepto, now no longer available. 5v4 advantage. Washoy trying to make something happen. He's got to be careful that he doesn't actually put himself in a position to get pinched from backstairs and blue, gets droned out. Pillar control still established with 5 seconds left. Zepto needs to find a kill, but it goes the other way. It's the nade from Ayagator. Finally, Lua finds one.
Lua has been massive this time. Tayo just to find one. Black Ray backs away to the corner of elbow. As Anaton now rips the head off of Washoy. It is all but done and dusted here. Tayo can't do a damn thing. CAG take Oregon.
Yeah, massive result for CYCLOPS, taking out the first map here in this best of 3 for the semi-finals of the Japan Championship. This one, you know, practically going the distance, needing 14